Thank you so much for stopping by, and I trust that your new year is coming up well. And speaking of the new year, it is that time of the year that majority of us are perhaps working on their resolutions if you did not work on them towards the end of last year. And you're setting out things that you intend to achieve throughout the year 2024. And if you are doing that, well and good. But for me, I changed from making resolutions because because of time factor. It was very constraining because you set out to achieve some goals, say by the end of the year, and you realize there are some goals that you just can't achieve by the end of the year. So what I now do, because a lot of times by the end of the year I was not able to achieve some of my key goals, so I changed now into goal planning. Okay, and in the goal planning I put my goals into short-term goals and long-term goals. And for me, short-term goals are between 1 to 5 years, and then long-term goals are after 5 years, maybe up to 10-15 years, like that. And in the short-term goals, I put goal trackers. And a goal tracker helps me to see how well I'm doing in terms of working to achieve my goals. And setting out goals is very important. You become objective and also very intentional in your day-to-day decision making, so you don't just live your life hoping that things will happen. And of course, by now you understand that a goal is an idea that you have that you want to accomplish. When you're setting out goals, you have to be realistic according to your own reality and your capabilities of being able to accomplish these goals. So don't go just setting out goals because that is what everybody else is doing, and you might not have the similar circumstances or capabilities to help you achieve some of these goals. So when you're setting out your goals, you have to be realistic in setting out your goals. So like I have said, I have my goals divided into long-term and short-term goals. And what has been very effective in helping me, especially with my short-term goals, is something I call a goal tracker. When I discovered this, it became a game changer. So for instance, I'll just give an example. If you say one of the goals, the short-term goals you have, is to expand your professional or social network. And I think this is something that a lot of professionals overlook, but it's quite key, okay, in terms of your progress in your profession. Okay, so if one of the goals you have, say short-term goals, is to expand your professional or social network, you'll put that as a goal. And then below that, what is the motivation? Why do you have this as one of your goals? So for instance, if it's to expand your professional or social network, we understand that networking is very critical component if you want to establish a successful career. You must have a good network in whatever industry that you're working on. So perhaps one of the motivations you could have after below that is maybe you have identified that your social network or your professional network is lacking. And you know what they say, you're a sum total of the 5 people you hang around with the most. That could be socially, personally, or professionally. Okay, and so if that is the case, your current network does not reflect where you want to be or who you're trying to be or where you're trying to get, then you need to rethink of how you can expand your professional network to reflect that key motivation. So once you have identified your goal and you have identified the motivation behind that goal, you can't just be setting your goals blindly. There has to be something that is motivating you, and that motivation is very, very important. It is what will keep you going even when things get hard. So make sure you have good motivation behind why you're setting up these goals. So now you have to work on an action plan. Like I've said, if the goal, for instance, is expanding your professional or social or whatever network, then one of the action plans is you start planning on how you'll be attending industry events. You find out more, you Google, you find out information, you join professional organizations and network with other industry professionals. So those are just very practical action plans you plan that can help you achieve that goal. And then after that, then you create a section where perhaps you have a date. Every time you work towards these action plans, you put a date, and then you say, what did you do? Did you attend an event? Did you contact somebody on LinkedIn who is in the same profession and who you think could have some information that could help you, and things like that? So you put it down, the date and what you did towards achieving, towards implementing your action plan. After that, you have to identify the roadblocks. So that's some of the challenges that could impede your action plan. And then how can you strategize and work around these roadblocks, and how can you address them so that they don't stand in your way, and they don't block you from making progress in terms of achieving your action plan. So that is very important. That is just an example. And I know some of the, because sometimes even putting down some of these goals, especially as a professional, and if you're a young professional, can be very challenging. So apart from just expanding your professional or social network, you could also include something like developing a relationship with a mentor. You can identify a mentor. I think mentorship is very important. And also improve on your specialization. That could be a short-term goal, and things like that. I'm just giving examples. And goals are different. It's personal, depends on what you're doing, what you want to achieve, where you want to go, and things like that. But that is just in a nutshell some of the things that can help you, and you can put in your short-term goals professionally and otherwise. But it's a goal tracker is quite as straightforward, and helps you stay on course, and also helps you with accountability, and also it helps you with managing your time. So if you're thinking of setting up goals, then a goal tracker will be key, especially for your short-term goals, to see how far and how well you're doing in terms of achieving overall your goals. Otherwise, I want to thank you so much, and I wish you all the best this year, and hopefully you can go to achieve all of the goals and all of your dreams that you feel you've been called to achieve, and all the goals that you've set for yourself. And I believe nothing is impossible as long as you put your mind to it, and you put your heart in it, and you're focused. Anything is possible. So all the best, and I hope to interact more and in this year, in 2024. And I want to thank you so much for your patronage. All the best, and thank you so much. Bye bye.